Forman of the Michael Rosfeld jury says they weighed the evidence in an unbiased manner. Jesse Rawls Sr. said the jury based its verdict largely on Rosfeld's state of mind and the drive-by shooting that happened minutes before Rosfeld shot Antoine Rose II. KDKA investigator Andy Sheehan has more insight into what happened during deliberations.
Wherever the testimony takes us, that's where I would go.
Foreman Jesse Rawls Sr. said he and the other jurors heard the testimony with open minds, basing their decision largely on what happened prior to Michael Rosfeld's shooting of Antoine Rose. This drive-by in North Braddock, in which Rose was a passenger.
The guy rolled down the windows seat, and the guy fired 9 shots at the guy on the corner, hit him once.
Rose didn't do the shooting and was unarmed when Rosfeld shot him, but a gun with his DNA was found under his seat, and Rawls said Rosfeld had reason to believe both suspects to be a threat. Under the law, an officer may use lethal force if he or she believes themselves or the community to be in danger. And he said knowledge of this drive-by put Rosfeld in that state of mind.
Once you were in a felony stop, they knew, the cop knew, Michael knew that these kids had been shooting at someone. So what goes through your mind as an officer?
Rawls said Rosfeld believed himself to be in danger when he pulled the car over, but followed procedure in commanding driver Trayvon Robertson to get out of the car.
He asked the guy to throw the keys out, turn the car off, throw the keys out, which he did. Take your right hand, open the door, which he did. Get out with your hands up, which he did.
On the witness stand, Rosfeld said that while he was subduing Robertson, both Rose and Zaywan Hester exited the car, and that one paused and raised a hand, in which Rosfeld said he thought he saw a gun. Weighing this and other testimony, Rawls said the jury unanimously decided to acquit.
You know what I found out? Is that when you sit down and you listen to all the evidence, and you're there, you're gonna make the right decision.
Now, under Pennsylvania state law, police officers have great latitude in using deadly force. The defense in this case argued that even if Rosfeld didn't see a gun, he would still be justified in shooting a suspect for fleeing an arrest. Now, the Rose family and a local legislator want to change that law, and I'll have more on that coming up at 6 o'clock. Christine, back to you.
Okay, shout out to Kevin Smith for sending me this story right here. So you see in this image right here, you have a northern fried Negro. I can't call him southern fried because he's not from the South, at least not to my knowledge. And this is the jury foreman, Jesse Rawls Sr., and he was the one that he was pretty much the head juror in the Michael Rosfeld trial. And you heard that audio clip right there where he said that he defends the not guilty verdict, and he does not, he's standing by his statement. Fuck this old coon. Period. This is exactly what Professor Black Truth was talking about when he did his what I would deem my most favorite address from him about the baby boomer generation fail. He would fall right into that category. Like, he sat up there and he actually believed that Michael Rosfeld was guilty. Now, ironically, two things. They went to him to speak on the behalf of all the jurors, even though we know he was the foreman, so they were naturally going to do that. But one thing they left out, because remember in the video I recently did, the reporter said that they just wanted to go home to their families. I'll repeat that. That reporter said something about them wanting to go home to their families and they just wanted to be over with. Now this guy's saying that they went through all the evidence. Somebody's lying, and I think it's him. Because if you really wanted to go home to your families like that, you would not have had the time to go through all the evidence like you claim. Because they said they had 5 possible verdicts, and they went straight for the not guilty one. I don't really believe they went through all the evidence. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't even give them all the evidence to go over. They just gave them what they wanted to give them so they can get this trial over with and, you know, send Michael Rosfeld on his way. That's what I believe, truly and wholeheartedly. As for this guy, I think he's just up there talking, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a book deal out of this, because that's what they usually try to offer a lot of these forms. You ever notice that after a trial involving something like this, they always talk to the black juror afterwards? The same thing happened with George Zimmerman and a few others. They didn't even have to be the foreman, but I noticed a lot of them were the foreman as well. Very strategic on their part, might I add. But I noticed the pattern, and it plays out the same way every single time. Y'all let me know what you think about this down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.